storytime about a police officer, his livestock, and an unexpected ending. Oh, sister, this story is heart-stopping. I hope you have your puzzle or whatever you prefer ready for this story because here we go. A few years ago, I fell in love with a police officer 15 years older than me. Unexpected, I know, but he was the one who sought me out. One day, I was at home, peacefully eating some Cheetos, when suddenly I got a friend request. I thought, who could this be? I checked out the profile, and there he was in uniform. I thought, is this a stripper? No, sister, he was a uniformed police officer from the state. Let's call him Tomas. So, Tomas adds me, and I'm like, okay, let's accept. What if he gives me a little dance in his police uniform? So we start chatting. How are you, Tomas? And how's it going? He wasn't from my city. He was from another city. We talked every day, sister, every day, about how our days went, if we had eaten, even if we'd gone to the bathroom. And then he declares his feelings for me, but via chat. He wanted us to meet. Yes, very police-like, but also to start a relationship. He kept insisting. So I said, okay, let's make our relationship public on Facebook. And he's like, no, we can't because, as a police officer, I have many enemies and I don't want them to harm you. I'd never forgive myself. And I believed him, sister. So I said I'd go to his city to meet him, taking a risk because I didn't even know if he really existed or if he wasn't just a stripper, which might have been better. So there I was, packing my bags and on the bus to this man's city. Along the way, I decided to check Facebook because it was weird that he didn't want to make our relationship public. Remember, a crazy person's intuition is never wrong. I started to investigate what was going on. And there, sister, I went looking. I noticed the likes and loves from 2013 to 2010, all from the moment he was born. My toxic radar detected loves on all the photos from the same woman. He claimed she was the mother of his children but assured me they were no longer together. Sure, I thought, as I continued on my way to meet him, asking for the truth or I'd get off the highway right there and then. He insisted not to worry, not to write to her or tell her we were dating because she was crazy. I decided not to stir up trouble, taking his word for it. When I arrived in his city, everything went well. Yes, it was him, and I stayed at his house where he lived with his mother and sisters. We took photos, went out, and I even got along well with his mom and sisters. Since you've arrived, my son's life has changed tremendously. He's become a better man, his mother said, though she warned me about the crazy mother of his children. Despite his warnings, I couldn't help but be curious about the woman labeled as crazy. My boyfriend's WhatsApp status even had my name with a heart next to it. A small victory, I guess. Throughout my stay, I kept thinking about the mother of his children and decided to send her a friend request through his sister, stepping into the drama zone, ready to become almost like family. The girl and I never disclosed to each other that we were dating her ex. After some conversation, we decided to send each other photos of our boyfriends to see who was the most handsome. This scene reminded me of the movie The Parent Trap, where they compare photos to see if they have the same parents. When we exchanged photos via Facebook chat, to our shock, we discovered we were dating the same guy. We were both speechless, trying to make sense of the situation. We began to share our stories, apologizing to each other for the confusion. We became good friends and discussed that she had never broken up with him. They were practically living together. I told her about my visit to his mother's house, and she mentioned she goes there 4 days a week. His mother had apparently been telling us both the same things. We decided to create a WhatsApp group, adding Tomas to confront him. His initial A was the same for both of us, making his deceit even more blatant. When we added him to the group, we expressed our shock and disappointment. He kept leaving the group, and we continued to add him back until he blocked us. Eventually, the girl and I met in person, becoming close friends and continuing to see each other. And now for the unexpected twist. Tomas has moved on to a new partner. It turns out Tomas was leading a double life, not as a police officer by day and a stripper by night as initially joked, but he had a male partner. His reluctance to publicize our relationship was due to his fear of how his job as a police officer might be viewed because of his personal life. Tomas N. became a police officer. In this story, I gained a friend because it's always better to be associates than enemies. I'm sad because my boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend, but then she was cheated on with her own sister-in-law. It seems my ex wasn't satisfied just taking my best friend. He also had to go after his sister-in-law. These types of stories are quite common. I feel like some of you watching this video have also experienced your best friend stealing your boyfriend. Let's begin. I had been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 3 years. I had a best friend, and we had been best friends since elementary school. We went through middle school, high school, and even ended up in the same university class together. It seemed like destiny that she and I were in the same class. And my boyfriend was also part of our circle. My friend knew everything about me, including the details of my beautiful relationship with my boyfriend. We got along super well. Throughout those 3 years, despite the ups and downs, everything was going well. My best friend and I would share everything, including when I fought with him or when things were going well. Then, one day, we were assigned a group project. Naturally, my team consisted of my friend, my boyfriend, and myself. Whether it was going to the movies, parties, or anywhere else, it was always the 3 of us. So, we planned to meet at my friend's house to work on the project. I told them I would be late because I had some errands to run, so they started without me. Why did I leave them alone? Well, why would I suspect anything? Animals might not have noble hearts, but we humans shouldn't think so lowly. Anyway, I arrived an hour later than planned. When I got to my friend's house, the girl who helped with the cleaning opened the door. I was in distress and peeked into the living room. Not seeing them, I asked the cleaning lady if she knew where they were, and my boyfriend said, "How do I explain?" He mentioned they had gone to her room. Initially, I didn't think anything bad, but my suspicious side wondered why they were in her room. I went upstairs, found the door locked, and after knocking repeatedly, my friend finally answered, asking, "Where's my boyfriend?" Then I heard him say he was coming too. Both emerged from the room, disheveled. He was fastening his pants, leaving me in shock. I was so stunned I couldn't react and just left. Imagine the torment of seeing them every day in class. They never apologized or offered any explanation. Not that I asked for one, but an apology for politeness' sake would have been expected. I was devastated, cried a lot, and blocked them both. But seeing them turn into a couple in class was unbearable. They lasted about 1.5 years, and then he got her pregnant. When I found out, it felt like a normal course of events given their behavior. I was working at a clothing store, arranging clothes when I saw my ex walking hand in hand with another girl. My heart skipped a beat when I realized he was with my best friend's sister. They headed into a motel. I discreetly took photos, feeling both shocked and satisfied with my discovery. I also created a fake Facebook account and decided to go undercover, sending all the photos to my ex-best friend. We had many mutual friends beyond school acquaintances because we were always seen together. Then, I discovered that not only had he impregnated my best friend, but also her sister. Let me tell you, their family was deeply religious, which made the situation even more scandalous. Through another friend, I found out that the sister had revealed her pregnancy to their parents, but initially withheld the father's identity. Eventually, under pressure to either speak up or leave home, she confessed that the baby's father was her sister's boyfriend, leading to her being kicked out of the house. One day, she came to me, spilling the entire saga since I was on good terms with their family, and she ended up staying at my place for a few days. She shared everything about how they ended up together at a party, leading to her pregnancy. I offered her shelter for about 3 to 4 days, but then I had to tell her she needed to leave, especially since her baby's father, my ex, was going to visit. And guess what? In a twist of fate, the guy ended up with the sister, leaving my best friend. And now my ex and my best friend's sister are living together. What a turn of events!